Westfield, Indiana Board of Public Works and Safety meeting to order for November 11th, 2020. Will the staff please call the roll to note the presence of quorum?
Randy Graham.
Present.
Jim Ake.
Here.
Mayor Cook.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Thank you. First up is consideration of minutes for approval from October 28th, 2020. Having had opportunity to review those minutes, are there any additions, corrections, or comments?
I have none. Jim A.
I'm good.
Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Andy?
I'll second. Jim A.
A motion made by Mayor Cook, seconded by Jim Ake to approve action item number 1, the minutes of October 28, 2020 is written. Will the staff please call the roll?
Jim Ake.
Yes.
Randy Graham.
Yes.
Mayor Cook.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you. Moving on to action item number 2, WSP USA Inc. and City of Westfield consulting contract reconstruction of Little Eagle Creek from 146th Street to Shelburne Road.
Pierce is going to present this one.
Yep. This is Michael Pierce. So as you may or may not know, we were awarded federal funding for the Little Eagle Creek Road reconstruction project between 146th and Shelburne Road. I believe we were awarded that earlier this year. So it's about 1.5 miles of road reconstruction, as well as we'll be widening the road a little bit to accommodate bike lanes on each side of the road. So since we were awarded federal funding on this project, which included PE services as well as right-of-way and construction and inspection, this contract that we're presenting today is for the PE services on the project, so we can begin with our design. We worked pretty closly with WSP to negotiate their fees down to a level that we felt comfortable. There's several iterations on their contract end, and we finally agreed to the number, which is before you today, which is $654,003. As I mentioned, this is partially federally funded, so we will be receiving about a little over $250,000 from the federal government to cover a portion of this contract. So the local portion will be, slightly under $400,000 that we will have to pay out of here.
So Michael, this is Andy. Couple questions. Is this
Mm-hmm.
is this an LPA, not an MPO funded?
Yeah, this is funded through the rural call for funds, which we've had some other projects for, like 151st in town. We had that funded through the same rural funding source. So
Okay.
It still has to follow a federal environmental process.
Sure. But the second question is our portion of it. How are we paying for our portion of both the engineering and the construction?
I would leave that. I would ask that, I guess, to Jeremy if he has a funding source identified.
We do, and it's road impact fees we'll be paying out of for the PE portion, and then the construction portion of this project, our match, is going to come far enough out. Our letting date is July of 2024, so we'll be through a lot of our road impact fee draws by then, where we'll have plenty of road impact fees for this point.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Ake, any questions, comments?
No questions or comments.
Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion on action item number 2.
So moved.
Andy will second.
Have a motion made by Jim Ake, seconded by Mayor Cook to approve action item number 2, WSP USA Inc. and City of Westfield Consulting Contract, reconstruction of Little Eagle Creek from 146th Street, Shelburne Road. Will the staff please call the roll?
Randy Graham,
Yes.
Mayor Cook,
yes,
Jim Ake.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you. Moving on to action item number 3, Duke Energy 16970 Town Road, Westgate, Section 1, encroachment application.
Yeah, this is Adam Essex, presenting the Duke's proposal for encroachment permit. This is, as you stated, Westgate Section 1, east side of Town Road, just south of Little Eagle Creek Avenue, and just slightly north of 166th Street. This is like we've been doing recently. Duke's got some relocation in order to provide electric service to the Westgate residential development. They'd need to either relocate some existing poles and add a couple poles, so it would be a removal of 2 poles, and then adjusting to the back of the new right-of-way and putting 4 poles back, so a net gain of 2 poles. Or there was also an underground option presented to Lennar. So $56,000 was Duke's quote to Lennar Homes for the aerial option. Basically, effectively doubled to $112,000 for the underground option. Lennar has elected to propose the aerial option and go with the poles pending approval of the board.
Are these poles set outside the right-of-way as they should be? As essentially the same question that one of us always asks, are you satisfied with the placement of the poles and the necessity of gaining 2 more to make this a viable option, which we talked about at our last meeting? By setting them back, had to add 2 poles. I assume this is essentially the same thing.
Correct. Yeah. In order to accommodate the offset with the existing line, they do have to add the new poles. But there appears to be I think there's 140 feet of right-of-way being granted on the east side of the road where the development is, and those will be to the back, as far back as they can to the new right-of-way. So no safety concerns.
Yeah, and the right of way they're dedicating is for a potential future realignment of Town Road per thoroughfare plan. But yeah, no roadside safety concerns.
Mr. Mayor, any questions, comments?
I do not. That satisfies me.
Okay. Mr. Ake, questions or comments?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Hearing no further conversation, Randall Graham will make a motion to approve action item number 3, Duke Energy 16970 Town Road, Westgate, Section 1, encroachment application. Do I have a second?
Mr. Akel, second.
Motion made by Randall Graham, seconded by Jim Ake to approve action item number 3 as written. Will the staff please call the roll?
Jim Ake,
Yes.
Mayor Cook, Mayor Cook,
Yes,
Randy Graham.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you. Winding up to the consent agenda, I see Chief Rush is with us, and I believe he probably would like to speak to his portion of this on here. Chief Rush?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm getting a double feed. Hang on a minute. Okay. So we have 4 individuals or 4 candidates that we've given conditional offers to, so we're trying to get approval to hire. The first being DC Bennett. He's currently a Bloomington police officer with 3 years, IU grad, academy training at IU. He's a SWAT member, and he's actually married and wants to move his family to Westfield. The second being Philip Matus. He's also married. He is currently a police officer in Detroit, Michigan. 3 years on there. He's originally from Fort Wayne, bachelor's degree from IU, and is a Marine veteran. The third is Preston Howard. Preston's from Cass County, currently employed by the Miami County Sheriff's Department. He's got 5 years of employment there. He also has a degree from Trine University, married with 3 children, and he also wants to move to Westfield with his family. The fourth is Lindsay Tren. She's currently a student at IUPUI, also a police officer at IUPUI. She'll be graduating in December. 4.0 GPA. She's already had the IU Academy. And all these 4 candidates have been vetted out by our recruiting team, completed backgrounds, so we just have a few odds and ends to complete and get them hired.
Sounds good. I mean, obviously, who wouldn't want to live in Westfield, right? So, I think that's a draw that helps us get the best of the best, on our police department here and other agencies. So that's my comment on that. Anyone else have any questions or comments for Chief Rush?
No, sir, I do not. Jim Ake.
I'm good.
All right, hearing no further discussion on the consent agenda, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved, Andy.
Second.
Have a motion made by Mayor Cook, second by Jim Ake to approve the consent agenda. Will staff please call the roll?
Mayor Cook,
Yes.
Jim Ake,
Yes.
Randy Graham,
Yes.
motion carries 3-0.
Thank you. Moving on to department reports. Chief Reed. Do we have Chief Reed today?
This is Deputy Chief Gaylor filling in as a proxy for Chief Reed.
Okay.
Nothing to report from the fire department.
Thank you, sir. Chief Rush, do you have any additional comments? Chief Rush. Might be having some.
Are you there now?
technical- Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm getting some major feedback from my computer, my phone, so I'm gonna keep it short. We've had a couple outbreaks of COVID with our officers. Probably averaging about 1 a week, actually. But we're full staffed other than that, and the 2 sergeants that you approved at the last meeting are going through internal training right now, and they'll be on late shift here in another week or so. But
Thank you very much. Public
Hey,
Works.
Randy?
Yes, yes, sir,
Andy?
Mr. Mayor.
This is Andy. Above you on the agenda was the approval of the 2021 meeting schedule.
I thought that was on the consent agenda.
Was that part of it? Okay,
Yes.
it is.
Okay. All right, on to Public Works.
Yeah, so we've got a lot going on. I missed the last meeting, so you may have heard about some of these things already. But we opened Westfield Boulevard earlier this week, which is the construction project between Park and David Brown, or 169th Street. It's been ongoing for a number of years. It's a beautiful road, so please go check that out. East Street is well underway. This is the extension of East Street up through North Point, the development up there. It's really taken shape out there. Contractor is doing a pretty good job so far, and I believe we are a little ahead of schedule. Likewise, Grand Junction's taking shape. We've got the final round of contracts going to the RDC later this month, on the 16th specifically. So we'll have everything, all the different bid packages. I believe there's 20 some bid packages all contracted, and we will march forward delivering that project. Last month you approved a couple pieces of infrastructure for Quaker Park, shelter house, for the new pickleball courts, as well as the new playground equipment, the Sona Arch. So those are underway. The arch is on its way here from somewhere in Europe, I believe, and the playground, or the shelter house should be installed by the end of the week, so that'll be up and going. Otherwise, we are gearing up for winter. Sadly, I know last week has been really nice, but reality, I think, is going to set in on us. So we'll start winterizing parks and irrigation systems and prepping equipment for snow, and hopefully unnecessarily. But I know the mayor loves the snow, so maybe we'll get some.
It's about time. Let's go.
Other than that, I mean, it's business as usual. We have had also a couple COVID cases that are contained, and we're marching forward. But I think that's the world we live in today. So any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Jeremy, how will the scheduling work on the pickleball courts? Is there a reservation system?
As it is today, there is not a reservation system. It is shaping up like we will have to probably establish something like that. We have a system that manages our shelter rentals.
Yes.
We will likely need to utilize either that same system or develop something in CRM that allows people to preserve or reserve at least a court or two. I don't want anyone to be able to reserve all the courts all the time and it not be open to the public anymore. So we're going to have to be mindful on the way that works, and likely for a while, at least, it'll be first come, first serve.
Very good. It just needs something to be considered.
Yep, we're working on it currently.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, anything else?
No, I don't think so. Very good.
If there's no further business, Randall Graham will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Have a motion made by Randall Graham, seconded by Jim Ake to adjourn. Will the staff please call the roll?
Mayor Cook,
Yes.
Randy Graham,
Yes.
Jim Ake,
Yes.
motion carries 3-0.
Hey, Andy, could you give me a call later?
Hi, guys.
Hey, Pat, I know you can hear me. I'll be leaving here within 10 minutes to come over to sign papers.